Hey, so amazing. You see how they playing? Live wire, it's all about sports and entertainment. You don't wanna miss it, so official like you never seen. Keep it going till the whistle blowing from the referee. Everything from highlights and stats, you know that we gotta run it back. Whether on the field or the court, you know that this is where it's at. Subscribe, no delaying. This is Live Wire, sports and entertainment. Let's go.
All right, welcome to another edition of Live Wire Sports Media. I'm your host, Live Wire Marty. So, the Indiana Fever free agency was one of the most talked about free agencies for the WNBA in a while, especially with with Caitlin Clark and Leah Wilson and Kelsey Mitchell are the core three being there, but we got to see what the Indiana Fever potential could be last year when they rally off in the second half, making it into the playoffs for the first time since their championship years. But the main thing about it was this could not take place without Kelly, Chris Cross, and Amber Cox coming there and moving moving Lynn Dunn out the way, getting rid of Christy Sides, and hiring and bringing back Stephanie White. And that's all transpiring because they didn't want to lose the potential years of Kelsey Mitchell, who've been there for 7 years. They didn't want to use up the years of their rookies, Leah Boston and Caitlin Clark, who on a rookie deal for the next, another 2 years now. And they needed to, especially knowing that free agency was coming, the new collective bargaining agreement is coming into place. And they needed to make sure this roster has top tier talent, veterans that could really illustrate what the Indiana Fever needed to do to get to that higher echelon of the New York Liberty, of the Seattle Storm, of the Las Vegas Aces, of the Minnesota Lynx, teams like that. So in this segment, I'm going to show a clip from Women's Hoops, hosted by Jordan Robinson, and she had a co-host on there, Autumn Johnson, and they talked about the Indiana Fever, and they talked about free agency and what it looked like for the free Indiana Fever, and plus saying that the Indiana Fever they won free agency despite moves of the other teams. They won free agency. Now, Seattle Storm made waves, getting rid of Jewel Loy, and the Aces made waves by letting Kelsey Plum walk, and she made the Sparks. To me, I think the Sparks did a heck of a job adding a piece to their franchise. So, but I'm gonna show you this clip first, and then I'm gonna get back because I want to share my thoughts on some things too. So check it out.
Last team in this contender tier, the Indiana Fever. What the heck? They went round of applause.
That's all I can do. That's my breakdown of it.
Holy,
right there.
What?
Like, they won.
They won.
Hold on. Let me clear that. They didn't win like a championship. I'm not calling them a championship team. Well, championship contender. I'm not giving it to them, but they won free agency, hands down.
Absolutely. Can you imagine more perfect pieces to surround Caitlin Clark with than Natasha Howard, DeWanna Bonner, Sydney Colson? We talked about it. Mm-hmm. And you re-sign Kelsey Mitchell. Automatically, that had to happen. That had to be number one on their list. I'm so happy that they were able to retain her. And then you just bring the length, the height, the defense, because that was something they were lacking so heavily last year. Then you bring in even more shooting. I'm so curious. And Aaliyah Boston is also on this roster still, you guys.
Yes.
I'm so curious how all of this is going to fit on the same court, but they did their thing.
100%. You mentioned size and depth and checking off all the boxes, but it's truly experience for me. Like last year, that's always said about the Fever. Like, this is one of the youngest squads in the league. You know, this is an adjustment period. This is a learning curve. Just that inexperience overall. Now it's going to turn, like, the narrative's going to turn into like, this is a championship contending team with these pieces. And even Caitlin Clark having that year under her belt, just a superstar rookie of the year. She broke so many records, set the rookie scoring record, assists and triple doubles record. Now she has some rest. We saw what that did after the All-Star.
Such a great point.
Just a generational talent. And I thought I knew they were going to do their thing when they brought Stephanie White back. Like, this is Coach of the Year from a couple of years ago. Like, the fact that she's coming back home, the fact that she gets to mold, you know, Caitlin into this even better star, and she already knows DeWanna Bonner, what she brings. I think the pieces surrounding Caitlin and the style they're going to play, like fast threes, transition, like I'm so excited to see it. And all of the bigs they got can run the floor, they can shoot threes. Like, this is how you do it. This is how you build a winning franchise.
And around your superstar, like, they wasted no time. And I really appreciate that. I made a video about this, but I essentially was saying, you know, Fever fans, you guys deserve this. Like, you've been at these bottom feeder tiers for a lot of years, and now you shot up to this contender tier because it was smart moves that were made, and you brought in just really great pieces. And I'm talking about those day one Fever fans that hadn't seen, you know, the Tamika Catching days were the last of the time you were smiling, you know, those days. But these new fans, how lucky are you?
They're living. Jordan, I went to a Fever game for the first time. I was doing some work for the NBA 2K League up there in 2022. And I went, when I tell you, I had to like talk quietly because I felt like everyone could hear me. There was no one in that arena.
Wow.
No shade. But like, to see where it's at now, like sellout crowds.
Yeah.
Every single time. A lot of excitement around this team. Indiana is becoming the place to be again. And just to have that restored after those Tamika Catching days, like, the sky is the limit for this team. They're investing into the squad. They're going to have a new practice facility. Yes. And that's what players want. They want somewhere to, like, they want to have a locker. They want to have free meals. They want to have just not have to worry about anything. Everything's secondary, and basketball is like all their focus. So I think they're going to make a lot of noise this season, and it's because of the continued investment. It's because of the superstars they brought in. And I think they all work together so well. They were like the perfect fit together.
Yeah. I'm really excited about this team. Like, I think they were fun last season because Caitlin Clark is fun and exciting, and Aaliyah Boston was growing and getting better, and they were working together in that growth. But now it's going to be a new level of that experience, like you talked about. And it's like a level of seriousness a little bit. Like, okay, we're not coming to play anymore. Like, yeah, it was fun. We were figuring it out. But now, no, we got Stephanie White in here. She brought DeWanna Bonner with her. And now it's on. And shout out to you, Fever fans, because it's been a long time. It's been a long time coming.
Shout out to Kelsey Mitchell. I love it for her.
Yes.
She deserves.
Get the bag. And she showed everybody why she deserves that bag.
Oh, for sure. Returning for her 8th year. Yeah, she deserves it. I'm excited for her.
I'm excited.
All right, so you hear these young ladies talked about the Indiana Fever, what they did in free agency, and what the excitement for the city of Indianapolis, and what is going to be for the Indiana Fever, the new free agents that's coming there. And like she said, Indiana has become the place to be because of the fact you have young talent there. You have Caitlin Clark there, a star attraction. The current, to me, she's the face of the league. Everybody wants to. I said this before in a lot of my videos, and y'all could go back and check it. When people say that, hey, nobody wants to be in Indiana. Well, guess what? It doesn't matter. Everybody wants to play in Indiana. Just like Lexi Brown said, again, why you wouldn't want to come to Indiana and play? Why wouldn't you want to come to play with Caitlin Clark? Why wouldn't you want to come and play with Kelsey Mitchell and Aaliyah Boston? It doesn't make sense at all. Because the fact of the matter is, Stephanie White came. She brought two her assistant coaches. She brought her development coach in Keith Porter, who you seen recently in videos working with Caitlin Clark. Not once, twice. Then you see him working with Aaliyah Boston. And I know we all been hard on Aaliyah Boston because of the arrival stuff. I do believe, and I like I said, I do have a separate video for that, and I have not put it together yet. But when I do, I'm gonna take a deep dive in it because I'm gonna go in a whole different direction when I'm talking about Aaliyah Boston. So, but nevertheless, and like Autumn Johnson said, she said that she's excited for Kelsey Mitchell. She's been there 7 years. She's seen it at the bottom, and she stuck with it, and she wanted to come back and play with her backcourt mate, C Square. You know what I'm saying? That means a lot. That means a lot to this franchise. And I know Kelly don't say, hey, dude, we got something special brewing here. Stick it out a little bit more. Don't know how, if they go and win the title this year or next year, Kelsey Mitchell could really sit back and say, hey, I've been with this franchise since I was drafted. I got 2 titles out of it. I'm happy. Now, once you win 1 championship or 2 championships, you get hungry more. You want to set yourself apart from a lot of different teams, when you want to be one of them top teams that's, bringing championships there. So it's great to see this. And I want to salute these young ladies because the fact of the matter is, that they literally taught Indiana Fever without the biasness, without the hesitation, not giving Caitlin Clark her credit or whatever the case may be. This is how you talk women's basketball. This is how you talk about a team with they top stars on their team, sharing all the credit around the board, not saying, oh, well, Katie Lou was the cause of Indiana Fever getting into the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? All that biasness without recognizing the top star. You know what I'm saying? It's so refreshing. And I have a lot of the media. Well, we got a lot of the old media, but some of this new media, if they could continue to be on this road trajectory and talk like this, it'll make talking women's basketball a whole lot easier without the push narratives and all of that stuff. But it's what it is. But like I said, the Indiana Fever is on a mission. Just like Jordan said, she said they're not satisfied getting to the playoffs now. It's all about business. It was all cute and everything last year. We was having fun figuring out, second half, we ran a blitz. Now you got veterans that could run the floor in Natasha Howard, DeWanda Bonner. Then you got a young talent that's going to be on the bench, Jaylen Brown. And I do want to touch on Jaylen Brown. She's been in every Indiana Fever promo or whatever the case may be. The Indiana Fever are expecting her to make this team. All the narratives about Jaylen Brown might not make this team because they're trying to make moves for this and they're trying to do this for that or whatever the case might be. Jaylen Brown has talent. And I said this many times. She's going to be the perfect person to come in to relieve Kelsey Mitchell because she's taller than Kelsey Mitchell. She shoots left hands just like Kelsey Mitchell. And she's young and dynamic. She plays the same way as Kelsey Mitchell. She's just bigger. Then you add 3-point shooting with Lexi coming off the bench now. She don't have to play in a starting role. She don't have to have that pressure. She could relax a little bit. Then she has her bench player, partner, Sophie Cunningham, who also could hit threes, who also could play nasty defense. Then you have veteran leadership at the point guard position. And to me, I feel is an upgrade over Erica Wheeler and Christy Wallace. Sydney Colson, she's come in, give Caitlin Clark a break, knows how to run the offense. She don't have to worry about the offense losing if the Indiana Fever gets up a big lead and Caitlin Clark goes out, and then all of a sudden the league disappears because you don't have a true point guard that could run the show the way Caitlin Clark is. Now you bring somebody that's championship pedigree, knows how to run a team, and can ride the ship until Caitlin Clark get her a rest. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to burn Caitlin Clark out by keeping her on the ball all the time. You don't have to burn her out by keeping the ball in her hand 95% of the time because you have to protect a lead and they wear down. You saw so many times last year that this team wore down and it caught up with them. As exciting as we have seen them, but you have to be realistic about it. This team didn't have the depth, and Kelsey Mitchell she wore down. Caitlin Clark wore down. And you couldn't rely on the others of like Melissa Smith, Katie Lou Samuelson, Christy Wallace. You know what I'm saying? You couldn't, Victoria Saxon, all of them. You couldn't rely on them. Timmy was hurt. So, like I said, this team is in a trajectory to be a title contender, and it's championship or bust. Now, because a lot of people gonna look at it and say, "Well, hey, they built this roster around Caitlin Clark, and now they can't even deliver a championship or whatever." But if you get to the championship game and you win it, it's not gonna really matter. But if you get to the championship lose, then you say, "Hey, okay, we can regroup, whatever." But I don't expect them to lose if they can make it to the title. Again, if you like this video and you like this breakdown, you know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe. Until the next episode, I'm Livewire Sports. And I'm out.
Hey, so amazing. You see how they playing? Livewire, it's all about sports and entertainment. You don't want to miss it, so official like you never seen. Keep it going till the whistle blowing from the referee. Everything from highlights and stats. You know that we gotta run it back, whether on the field or the court. You know that this is where it's at. Subscribe, no delaying. This is Livewire, sports and entertainment. Let's go.